Hello, hello. We are working on focused muscle groups this week. We have our final 2 weeks of our winter crush set, so I hope you're ready to crush it today. I am actually just going to be using my 5 pounds and 20 pounds today, or at least that's what my plan is to start with. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So obviously we have a couple things. For one thing, we'll be using the lighter weights for. Let's go ahead and warm up our shoulders, back, arms. So start at the back of your mat. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up, reach high overhead. Exhale, pull your arms to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale, pull your arms to the other side. Inhale, center. And let's hinge over those legs. Let your right knee bend and then your left. Just give yourself some time to get some extra space into the hamstrings. Engage around that core. And then just level off your feet and grab your hands behind your back. See if you can interlace your fingers and then push your arms overhead. Take your head and neck, kind of swivel it around. Just get spaced in through all that cervical vertebra. And then let's walk our hands out all the way forward till we end up in an upward facing dog. So we're going to be on a timer today. We're going to have 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of transition. 20 seconds is a fairly good amount of time. So we're going to also spend it building mobility into the back, focusing a lot on shoulder range of motion. Drop onto your knees and hinge back into your child's pose. So shoulder range of motion and thoracic mobility. So I've talked a lot about it. And if you've done any of the Living Well series, you know how important it is. And we spend a lot of time building mobility in through the thoracic spine, which is the mid part of your back. So go ahead and plant your hands right underneath shoulders, knees right underneath hips, and let's go into some cat-cow. So open the chest, slide your shoulder blades down, inhale deep, and then exhale round. Push into your hands, pull tight with that belly. Inhale, push forward, and then exhale and round. Cat-cow really helps build some hydration, suppleness through those discs in your back. So especially if you start your workouts first thing in the morning, the discs can be kind of dried out and rigid. So we want to give them a little bit of time to get heated up and moving along. And last one here. All right. I'm going to run us through what we're going to do, and then I'm also going to show you some things you can do to support your body if your low back kind of gets tired and maybe causes a little bit of pain after a lot of hinging forward. So a bunch of the back stuff that we're going to be doing, you end up in a slight forward hinge. So first off, we'll just talk through the hinge, and as with everything, if you can keep that core contracted, it's going to help a lot. But who knows, something may still be kind of going on in the low back, maybe fatigued, you may have just some issues that have built up over time, and that's fairly common. So first thing would be to contract that core, find those hip creases, and that's your hinge. So your knees are going to be soft and your butt is pushing back, right? So if your butt's tucking under, you immediately lose that closed, fixed, flexed contraction of all the muscles around the vertebra. And that's what we want in every hinge forward position. So your shoulder blades would be pulled together, your belly held strong, and you got to kind of push your butt back, controlling that core, contracting the core so you're not overarching the low back. So if with that hinge, you're still struggling a little bit with low back tension or pain, I'm going to have you use a seat, a chair, a box, a bench, whatever today to help support that hinge. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do, and I'll also show you what it's going to look like with the box. So as I'm going along, you can hit some mountain climbers, you can hit a plank, some crunches, bird dogs, dead bugs, whatever you want to do to keep warming up. Okay, so the first is going to be a T raise. So if you sit on the box, you still want that back really, really flat, the core nice and strong. Your pinkies are together, and you raise the arms as straight as you can up to shoulder height. And then you have a little pause at the top, and then you lower them nice and slow. So we're really building that upper back and the rear shoulders. Okay, from there, we're going to go back taps. I'll just keep these for my demonstration. So you'll hinge forward and you're going to reach your arms around behind. So if you're back tapping on the box, you'll need lighter weight. I'm going to use my 20s because I'll be standing, so it's not quite as much that I have to reach behind. All right. Next up, we're going to have a lawnmower. So you'll put one leg forward, one leg back. Use your leg as your bench and make sure that you have a long, strong line from your heel to hip to shoulder, and the elbow is going to pull right next to the rib cage. Teeny little twist, the shoulders at the top. If you need, you can use a box for support, left knee, left arm, and then you do a box row, pulling that elbow nice and tight. We're going to do all 40 seconds on one side and then all 40 on the other. Okay, the next one will be a dead row. If you stand, looks like this. You just row your weights straight up your thighs. If you're on your box, kind of sit on the edge, make the back real flat, and then you're just going to pull your elbows as high as you can. Okay, from there, we're going to go a back fly. So your palms are going to face now, and your elbows come a little wider. So still a bent elbow, but your elbows come up wide with the palms facing. So just a teeny bit different than your dead row. All right, then we're going to do an overhead delt pull and a dolphin. So that's going to be all. If you're using your bench to sit on, that'll be all you need it for. Our overhead delt pull, you lie on the ground. This is one of my favorite ones, especially right now. I know we've been doing it a lot, but it feels so good on the core and the upper back. So make sure you keep your low back in the ground, reach the weight all the way overhead, and then slide it up. And then a dolphin is basically a downward facing dog with your elbows on the ground. So you'll plant your hands, get your elbows right underneath your shoulders, and then you're going to slide your hips up and back, driving your chest back toward your thighs. If that doesn't work for you, then you can either do a downward facing dog, or I'm going to have you do an entire round of cat-cow. All right, from there. So that's going to be our set. We're going to go 3 rounds through. We'll get a good stretch at the end, and our back's going to be feeling amazing. Okay, so on that timer, we'll start off with that T raise. So we want lightweight. Ready, set, and go. Pinkies together. Try to get your back almost parallel to the ground for this one. Elbows open nice and wide. Roll those shoulders back and down, and keep the belly nice and firm. Depending on the size of weight that you have available, you may even need to go body weight, not spine. Building those back muscles, flexing into them, and becoming aware, even without weight, is extremely effective. Up and squeeze, and there's our time. All right, get rid of your weight. We're going to take just a little bit of mobility. Stand wide, take your right arm back, reach, swing it down. One more time, reach, and swing it down. We'll go the other side. Left arm, swing and reach. Row it down, swing and reach. Coming up, we have our back taps. So grab your weights, hinge forward. Not quite as low as we did for our T raise. Arms are straight. Kind of let the weights hang through the hand. And you're getting into those rhomboids between the shoulder blades to get that pinch together. And then you want to try to stop the weights when they're at your thighs instead of swinging around, right? Keep that belly strong, back flat. And time. All right, we'll do a standing cat-cow, and then we'll be ready for our lawnmower. So just put your hands on your elbows on your knees, push your chest forward, and then round, push, and round. Okay, gear up for your lawnmower. Left leg forward, right leg back, right elbow rose, right up the side. Think about using your lats. So the muscles on the side of your back, behind your rib cage. Keep rolling that shoulder head back and think about lengthening your elbow toward your back hip. Okay, time. Drop your back knee. Just take a little twist. And then we'll switch it up to the other side. So our right leg forward, left leg back. Find that long lunge. Make sure that the belly's strong, and then go. Get into that long lunge so that you have the ability to get the correct positioning with that elbow. Use that thigh as your bench. Stay flexed into that shoulder head though. Try not to collapse down into the shoulder. So space between ears and shoulders. Belly nice and strong. Feel that back work. Teeny little twist. All right, drop your back knee, and then we'll take our twist to this side. Dead rows are next. So we're gonna grab both of our heavier weights. Pretend like your weights are on a bar, hinge, find that hip hinge, or you can be on your box, and then row straight up the thighs. Core, upper back, that's what we're focused on. Sit on those heels. Make sure your butt's pushing back, but your belly's strong to support the low back. Feet are even, straight ahead. Three, two, and one. All right, put those down. Just bring your arms up overhead. Pull to one side, pull to the other. We're gonna have our back flies next. I think this might be the toughest set for me. So palms are gonna face, hinge forward, and then remember, your elbows just come up and pinch together, but don't worry about your forearms raising. It's just the elbows coming up to squeeze. I mean, just a teeny little arch. The back stays super flat. So you got to make sure you're not rounding in the upper back at all. 10 seconds. Love working the back. 3, 2, and 1. Oh. All right, we get to lie on the ground. Our overhead delt pull. All right, lower here. Push your low back into the ground. So you're tucking your pelvis. Slide your shoulder blades in, and then reach long and slow overhead. So you contract that core. Keep your ribs from popping as the arms go overhead. And slide into that upper back. Try to keep your arms nice and long, belly strong. Your glutes are relaxed, but the core is working to keep flexed in. All right, there's our timer. Quick little windshield wiper, side to side with your legs. And then we're gonna do our dolphin or your downward facing dog or cat-cow. So set your elbows, curl the toes under, push your hips up and back. Even if you don't hit it for the full time, that's fine. Give it a shot. Should be in your back, right? as opposed to your neck. So make sure you're keeping your neck out of it. Feel those shoulder blades slide down the spine. Keep that core contracted, flex into the back, and breathe deep. Push into the hands, push into the elbows. Time. All right. Grab those hands behind the back, open the chest, and then we're going to come up for our T raise. So set 2. Not super high intensity, but hopefully you're feeling that burning back, building the heat from getting into that core. Super wide. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. Use the back so your thumbs come up. See if you can hold a split second. Making sure to keep it out of the neck. Envision those back muscles just pinching together, tightening up, and that's what's pulling those hands up. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll do our little arm swing, open, swing, open, other side, open, swing, open. All right, next up we have our back taps. Slide those shoulders back and down, hinge forward just a teeny bit, and then tap behind. Belly stays strong, always, always. Feel that squeeze come between the shoulder blades, and be in support of that drop. Lifted chest. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll hit a quick standing cat-cow, and then we're going to have our lawnmowers. Inhale forward, exhale round. All right. If you put right leg forward, left leg back, long low lunge, your left hand is going to row that elbow up. And your pace is kind of up to you based on the level of weight that you have. So the heavier it is, the slower you're going to go, and that's fine. If it's light, go faster, but stay in control. Especially when your arm is returning down, right? So when gravity's pulling you, you're kind of resisting gravity. Okay, time. Drop your back knee. Give yourself a little twist. Hips stay level. Twist from that mid-back thoracic spine. All right, switch it up. Get that long, low lunge. Slide those shoulder blades down and go. Take your awareness to the back, the lats. That's where we want to be pulling from. You have flexion across your entire upper back, supporting even on that elbow that's on your knee or on the hand on your bench or box. Where's your core? Can you grab it any tighter? And time. Drop that back knee, and we're going to twist over, front leg. So use that leg to kind of push against. All right, I think we have dead rows. Yep. Coming on up. Find that hinge position, belly locks in, or you can be on your chair or box. A stability ball would work as well. Get into that upper middle back, those rhomboids. Feel the muscles underneath your armpits and that core. Hang strong. Your back can really build. It has the ability. There's your time to be super strong. All right, bring your arms up. Pull one arm over. And then the other. And then we're going to move into flies. So, butt back. Back is flat. And then pull. If you have access to a mirror, then it would be awesome to kind of check form sometimes. Reflection in your TV or a window, whatever. See if that back is staying flat. Check in. Try to keep your upper body still, right? So a lot of times we can end up bobbing our back or our head. We don't want to do that. If you're needing to do that, just lower your weight. But otherwise, stay in that back. All right. Coming down, overhead, delt pull. So set that low back in the ground, arms straight up. Squeeze your elbows in, pinch them tight, and then go overhead. Your range is up to you. So if you have enough shoulder mobility to go pretty low to the ground, then great. Strengthen that core, strengthen that upper back. So you're not using your neck or really the front of the shoulders. So those rear delts, muscles around your scapula. And there's our time. Take a quick windshield wiper, and then we'll hit our dolphin, down dog, or cat-cow. It's our animal set. Set up those elbows. Curl the toes under, and then find that position where you can keep really driving your shoulders down the back. And you feel that when you push into the hands and elbows. Keep your breath nice and deep. All right, you made it. Drop down, hands grab behind the back. We're gonna hit up that last set. Starting off with our light weights for our T-raise. Hinge it forward, pinkies together, roll the shoulders back and down. So feel your chest flare open. And we're on. That's it. Elbows come up, straight as possible. Those thumbs reach. Don't forget about that core. We're focused on that upper back. So if you're just getting halfway, that's fine. Wherever you can keep it in the back muscles. No necks. And time. All right, we'll do our arm swing. Other side, swing across, then pull back. Lawnmower is next. Level off on your leg or on your box. Pull that elbow up nice and deep. And then you set in. I like to try to tell you guys where you want to be feeling it. because small little adjustments that you make for your body proportions and the way that you're setting up may be just a little different. But make sure you're feeling that lat. See if you can flex into those muscles along the back before you even pull your first row. Time. Drop your knee, twist, and then we'll set up for our other side. Strong foundation. Flex both shoulders down, level off your hips, and then pull. So if anyone's had posture goals, this set is for you. You should do it several times. Bring it back around. Helps build all that backside, the posterior chain, to neutralize all that forward stuff that we do throughout our day. Hang in it. All right, drop your back knee. Twist over that front leg. Oh, I forgot our back taps. We went a little out of order, but that's okay. Back taps. Oh. Okay, hinge forward, tap behind. So the more forward that you lean, tougher it's going to be because you have to raise those weights back. Chest is tall. Feel that core engage. Five seconds. Woo. Time. Oh, okay. Standing cat-cow. Elbows on your knees. Push the chest forward. And then round. Dead rows are next. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Hinge forward. And row straight up. We want to feel this right between those shoulder blades. Keep that tension and flexion between the shoulder blades, so those are the rhomboids, even as the weights drop. Pull the weights right to your belly button. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Bring it up. Hinge it over. Ooh, feels so good. Other side. Okay, hitting up our back flies. Pinch your shoulder blades together. Hinging again. Belly firm. This can put some pressure on your low back over time. We're doing a lot of forward hinges. So remember, keep the hinge in your hip crease, knees soft, belly strong. Think of your belly like a corset or a hammock that's supporting your low back. And then keep that back flat, upper middle back flat, 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 flat. Time. All right, we're going to be dropping onto the ground. We have our overhead delt pull and our dolphin. Tuck your pelvis, drag your low back toward the ground, reach really far overhead, super straight arms. I generally like to exhale as I pull the weight back up because that helps kind of push that diaphragm. When that diaphragm's already down, a little bit easier to get that super deep core contraction. So your focus core and behind the wings. Make sure your arms are straight. There's our timer. Hit your little windshield wiper. And then we'll flip over. This is it. Last 40 seconds. Set up those elbows. Try to put your arms in railroad tracks. Curl your toes under. Drive it up. Or hit your cat-cow. Building in flexion and extension for your back. Or your down dog. Whatever's best for your body. It's not less than, it's actually better than, because it keeps you healthy and strong to come back tomorrow. Get into those shoulders, or the shoulder blades rather. Stay here, belly strong, and done. All right, drop your knees, hinge back into a child's pose. Great work. Good focused back set. All right, go ahead and flip over onto your back so you can get a little better stretch through there. So lie all the way down with your left leg extended, and we're going to pull our right knee in to the chest. Then push it over the left side of the body, so your knee is going to be pushing to the left, and then put your right arm out straight, pushing your shoulder onto the ground. So you're going for this little stretch here through the back. You might feel it in the shoulder. Okay, come to center. We'll go ahead and get a figure 4. So cross that right ankle over the left knee. Hug both legs into the chest. Close as you can. So you're interlacing your hands behind that left thigh. Flex both feet. Push your pelvis into the ground. Spread your shoulder blades into the ground. And then we'll go to the other side. Extend your right leg long. Left knee tucks into the chest. And then push it over the body. If you're sad that we didn't get our heart rate too high today, just grab your jump rope or do a couple mountain climbers or go for a quick little jog or bike ride. I don't have to always get it up though. All right, come back into center. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Interlace your hands behind that leg. Pull deep into the chest. All right, one last little back stretch. We're going to come up to seated. Hit up your Z sit. So left foot into your right inner thigh and then the right leg behind. And then, so if your left leg is bent in, you're going to plant your left hand on the ground. Inhale, reach your right arm behind, little twist here. And then with your exhale, swing that right arm under and tuck it between your left hip and left forearm. And push into that twist. Come out of that. We'll go to the other side. Right foot in, left foot out. Plant your right hand. Inhale behind. Exhale, tuck that arm, finding that counter twist between your right hand, your right thigh, and you're getting that twist through that low and mid back. All right, unwind. We'll hit our quick forward fold. Reach over those legs, get them nice and straight. Lean into the toes a little bit. Lean into the heels, and then level off. All right, fantastic job. Tomorrow is chest and triceps. So Still in that upper body, but it'll be a good balance from our back today.